Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna discussing about AWS service. One of the service of AWS like Transit Gateway. So in this video, I have to tell about what is Transit Gateway, how it is working, how are the key concepts of this. So firstly, we have to understand like what is Transit Gateway. Transit Gateway is a network transit hub that you can use to interconnect your virtual private cloud like VPC and on-premises network. As a cloud infrastructure expand globally, inter-region peering connect transit gateway together using the AWS global infrastructure. So there is a services like they have to connect like AWS Transit Gateway connect you Amazon Virtual Private Cloud and on-premise network to a certain central hub. And this connection simplifies your network and put an end to complex peering relationships. Transit Gateway acts as a highly scalable cloud router, and each new connection is made only once. And the another point is like it helps you to design and implement network at a scale by acting as a cloud router. As your network grows, like how you have to expand your network, the complexity of the managing incremental connections can slow you down. So AWS Transit Gateway connect VPCs and on-premises network through a central hub. And this will connect like some of the concepts we have to understand next, like attachments. Yeah, means like you have the following attachments you can connect like one or more VPCs, an AWS Direct Connect Gateway, a peering connection with another transit gateway, and a VPN connection to a transit gateway. They have to connect like a VPCs and they have to peer one VPCs to another VPCs. Then we have to understand like transit gateway route table. Why it used in these services? It has a default route table and can optionally have additional route tables over here. Route table includes like a dynamic and static routes that decided the next hop based on the destination IP address of a certain particular packet. The target of these routes could be any transit gateway attachments. By default, transit gateway are associated with the default transit gateway route tables. Then we have a connection with the associations. Like each attachment is associated with the exactly one route table, and each route table can be associated with zero to many attachments. Like you have to associate your route table to connect a multiple route tables like on the different attachments. Then we have a route propagations. A VPC, VPN connection, or direct connect gateway can dynamically propagate routes to a transit gateway route table. With a connect attachment, the routes are propagated to a transit gateway routes, default like a table, and with a VPC, you must create a static routes to send traffic to a transit gateway. And with a VPN connection or a direct connect gateway, routes are propagated from a transit gateway to your on-premises route using BGP service like Border Gateway Protocol. And with this peering attachment, you must create a static routes in the transit gateway route table to point to the peering attachments. So they have a next point we have like a gateway transit gateway working like how they can access like how they can create means they have to manage create and access your transit gateway by the following interfaces like AWS management console. You can like a web interface that you can use to access your transit gateway. Then like use AWS command line interface, mostly like CLI, that provide a commands for a broad set of AWS services, including Amazon VPC, and is supported on the Windows, macOS, and Linux. So these are the things we have to connect it like a transit gateway, how it is working. Then now in this again we have some scenarios. I have to tell you like how it is created, like which scenario we have to take to connect the VPCs. So in this scenario, like we have a two unpaired VPC with one subnet and each in the same region. Like I am using North Virginia. So I have to telnet port 22 from one public facing EC2 instance in one VPC to a private EC2 instance in another VPC. For example, I have a two VPC, VPC1 and VPC2, and both have a subnet. Then one VPC have a public facing EC2 instance, and another one is a private 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 facings like private have using, and then I have to telnet 22 port like SSH 22 port to like these two connections like VPC1 and VPC2. So telnet means like I have to ping because this is the unpaired connections, like this is a untrusted connection. They have to communicate both by the same order, so we have to connect like a telnet. And so this is the scenario, like I have to connect on two paired VPCs with one subnet, and they have to connect it in the same region. So now I have to show you on my this console, like I have to firstly connected my VPCs. I have to create two VPCs over here. So this is my, I have to connect to my VPCs. So I have to search my VPC over here. Where we have to create two VPCs, VPC1 and VPC2. Now I have to create VPC. Click on create VPC. We have to select VPC only. Now I have given a name over here like VPC1. Now I have provided IPv4 CIDR like 10.0.0./16. I have to provide over here. Now I have to click on create VPC. So one VPC has been created. So now I have to create another one. Let's create our second VPC. Create VPC, VPC2. Then I have given a IPv4 CIDR name over here, 198 dot. I have chosen this name, this IP address like 198.0.0.0/2416. Now I have to create one subnet in each VPC. Now I have to go to create one. Now I have to create one subnet for each VPCs. I'll go to subnet. Now I have to create subnet for one VPC, like every VPC which I have created. So VPC1 and VPC2, for every VPC I have to create subnet. I will create subnet. VPC1 I have select, given the name VPC1 subnet 1. Now I have select the preferences, like these are the region which I have selected. Now I have to provide the CIDR IP address over here. Now I have to click on create subnet. So once PC subnet has been created for one VPC, now I have to create another subnet for VPC2. So I have choose the another region like North Virginia East 1B. I have to select. So now I have to provide the CIDR block number here 198.1.0/24. Now I have to click on create subnet. So these are the subnets for creating for particular both VPCs. Now I have to show you. So these are the subnets which I have created. Now I have to provision two internet gateway with the name IGW1 and IGW2 for particular VPCs. So now I have to click on our internet gateway, create internet gateway over here. I have provided the name of here IGW1. Now create internet gateway. Now I have to create another one here. Now we have attached them to our VPC over here for particular internet gateway. These are detached. Now I have to click on particular IGW1 to attach for the particular VPCs. Click on attach to VPC. Select our VPC1 over here and attach internet gateway. Now going back. Now I have to click on another IGW internet gateway will attach to VPC2. So now I have attaching both our internet gateway to them. Now I have to click on route table so that we have to rename our route table for the particular VPCs which I have created. Now I have to click on route table. So in the services I have created to show you like this is my VPC1. So I have to rename it like VPC RT. Now I have to rename it for another VPC also. Now I have put the name of VPC2 RT. Now I have to click on a particular route over here for the particular VPC which are created in route table. So now I have to click on our routes over here, the particular. Click on routes. Now edit route. Now I have to provide the add route over here. Add route table. Now transit gateway, internet gateway which I have used. IGW and save changes. And now I have to create another modify VPC one route route and edit route. Click on edit route, and now I have to add route over here 0 internet gateway which I selected. Now both of the route table has been modified for the internet gateway. Now I have to ensure that like each VPC has been associated with the subnet associations. Now I have to click on route table and I have to check that it has been associated in the subnet. Now this has been subnetted associated in this route, and another one I have to check it on this. Then later on we have to create two security groups after this, so that we have to provide a name over VPC1 for EC2 sub security group. Now I have to click on EC2, click on EC2, and then we have to wait for it is loading. Will take time. I have to click on security group. Now to click on security group, scroll down security group. Now to click on create security group over here. Now to create security group. Now I have given the name over here, like which I have to VPC1, EC2, SG. Then I have to copy it, and then I have to provide description over here. Then I have to add rules over here. So these are the rules which I have to select it over inbound rule. Outbound rule will be there. And I have to click on create security groups. Add tag name over here. Add the name. And paste it. Now I have to click on create security group. So it is giving me an error, like I have to choose the wrong one over here. So I have to delete this one, and now I have to select my VPC over here, like VPC1. Now these all are good now. So now I have to create a security group. So same will be going to our second one. So this is all for VPC1. Now another security group I have to VPC2. So create on security group. So I have to providing the name of the VPC2. Like VPC2, I have to select add rule SSH. Tag name I have to provide a name. Both of the security groups has been created for this instance. Two security groups has been created. Now I have to provision an EC2 instances for the next. I have to create two instances of EC2 instance and EC2 group. Now I have to create two. I have created an EC2 instances over here. Like two instances I have to create. Click on instance. These are the instances which I have created for particular VPCs, and we have to enabling one private and one public. So now I have to show you like how it is created and how it is I provided the services over here. So I have choose So I have choose Amazon Linux, and then I have to click on T2 Micro, which I have used for free tier account, and then I have choose to key pair. I have to create a key pair over here for new. Like I have given the name of like transit. I have to create this pair for so that I can understand like this is for particular transit key pair for particular instances. So now I have to click on key pair and it's downloaded over here to my download. I have to save it on. Now I have to edit such features on like our security groups and the security configurations which we used to click on network configure. So click on the network setting edit options which you have to create on network, like which VPCs I have created, which VPCs I have choose. So I have to click on edit. Click on edit. Now I have to choose my VPC one over here for this instance, and now I have to enable the auto assign public IP for this, because this is my public IP address which I have to use for this instance only, and these all are good for going forward over here. And now I have to going forward to click on launch instance. It takes time because sorry, I have to select my existing security group also, like which I choose like VPC one. These are already have created. So now I have to launch my instance over here. In a similar way, I have to create my another instance for EC2 so that in which we have to disable all the public services over here. So these are the instances I have created. So I have provided a name over here of EC1. So I have given the name of EC21 for this instance. Now I have to launch my another instance over here. In a similar way, I have to create it previously on my EC21. So these are the steps which I have followed to create the EC2 instances over here. Now I have to choose transit key pair, which I have already created my file. Now click on VPC2, and then it's already disabled, so I have select my existing security group over here, so that I have to select my security group which I have already created. So now I have to select VPC2 over here. So that this is the pairing, like how to create a connection. In the further steps which I have to create it over, like how to use transit functions. My two instance has been created, so I have given the name. Now after that I have to create my transit gateway which I have to created. Now I have to go to my VPC which I have to click on transit gate. This is my public IP address and this is private. And which I click on is now I have to go to VPC which I have to choose the services of transit gateway. Now these are the functions which I have to click. So now click on transit gateway. So now I have to create my transit gateway over here. So I have to providing some names So now I have to providing the name of EG1 over here, and now the solution is the same. I have provided ASN number. ASN number is the autonomous system number which I have provided by the AWS sites like a BGP. So I have copied this number and I have to paste. No, I have not selected CIDR. Now this has been created. Now I have to create a transit gateway attachment. Now click on transit gateway attachment. Click on create, and now I have to add the name of like TG1 or VPC1. Now this is TG1 which I have selected. VPC ID of VPC1 which I have already created. This is the reason which I have created. Now create on click. Now click on VPC2 which I have to create. Now two attachments has been created for this provision for this. Now I have to check like these all has been created available on this route table. Now click on gateway route table. So if this one is available, another one is not available over here. So I have to check on my previous like it is available or not. So I have to scroll on. So both are pending. So I have to refresh it. So one is available and another is pending. So it takes time, but it will be available now. These both are available. Now I'm going to our route table, transit gateway route table. So there I have to see, click on this. Now click on route, and these in this area which you have to see only one route table has been created. Only one VPC has been attached over here. This is sidle block for VPC1 has been propagated. So this is both are has been propagated now active. So now both VPC has been active over here. Unlike this. Now I have to modify our security groups. So it's we have because we have using a telnet over here. Because telnet itself uses port 22 for its services. Generally, telnet port is generally it is using the 22 port, so we have to use to work on different ports. So I have to check like 23 have to use. So I have to create into VPC and we have to modify our security groups over here. So where we have to modify our security groups to open inbound port for telnet, that is port 23. Basically, we have using a telnet 22 for a search, but we have to modify it so that they have to communicate or not. So port 22 should be open to the CIDR block of other VPCs. Like for VPC1, it should be open the block of VPC2, like which I have used for VPC1. And for VPC2, it should be open the CIDR block of VPC1. So that should be vice versa, which you have used to modify the security groups. Now I have to show you. Now I have to modify it now. So click on VPC1 EC2 and then click on inbound rule. Edit inbound rule which I have to provide the click on add rule over here. Click on add rule. Now I have to provide a custom TCP of port range of 23. And now I have provided CIDR number of VPC2. which I have already used like 180, and this is VPC one, which I have used the CIDR of VPC 2. So this is edit of the one. Now I have to get edit another one over here. So now I have to click on VPC of 2, click on edit round inbound rules, click on add rules. Now create customs over here. So now I provide the custom rule of CIDR of 1. Now provide the CIDR of the VPC 1 over here. 0.0 of the 10 dot over here, the 16 over the save rules. So these has been created. Now other ones, now VPC route table, we have to modify our route table so that they have trans two traffic over transit gateway over here. So in this slide, we have to modify our route table of both VPCs to route traffic to transit gateway. For example, I have a one VPC and another VPC. These are the two VPCs which I have created. So one VPC's got one IP address of VPC2 like 192.198.0.1.0. But VPC1 doesn't know that this is not one of my IP address. So how did comes to in my zone, like how it work. So on this IP address goes to our transit gateway. So the transit gateway will now they have to propagate their IP address to correct VPC2. So VPC2 will understand that yeah, this is my EC2 instance IP address. So the these are the uh, way to we have transmit our IP address from correct zone, correct IP, correct instance. They have to get it. Like if I have a VPC2 have a 10.0.1, but it doesn't know about like how it comes to my zone. Like this is not one of my IP address. So these transmit to our transmit gateway, and then the transmit gateway will propagate this IP address to correct instance like VPC1. So now I have to show you like how did it work and how it did we for VPC1 we should route traffic for VPC2, and then we vice versa we have used VPC2 that it should route traffic for VPC1. So these are the way which I have to show you comes to our VPC. So now we have to click on our VPC. Okay. Click on route table. This is my VPC1. Click on route and then edit route. And now I have to choose on this target like add route over here 198. This is my VPC1, but I have choosing the cider block of VPC2 over here. So now I have choose the transit gateway so that they can transit it. So now I have to save change. Or other one same like I have choose to click on VPC2 and then have click on route, edit routes, then click on add route, then I choose the VPC of a cider block of VPC1, then transit gateway and save changes. Both our route table has been modified for this. So now I have to run our services of EC2 instance like which I have to create it. So where we have to SSH like when telnet, how did it work? So I have to run my instance over here so that how to communicate it, how to ping successfully over here. Now I have to click on EC2 1. Now I have to connect over here. So I have to install some updates over here. So I have to choose some commands. I have choose sudo yum update first. This command I have to use to update our systems over here. So in this the last steps which I have to use, like how it communicate. I have choose as per I previously said, like how did it work. So in this I have to show you like how it runs. So these are the steps which I have to use to follow over it, and then we have to install our telnet. After these steps, now to install our telnet. So these are install our telnet, and these are the steps which have to communicate, like month VPC connection which I have used, our CID block. So one IP address has communicated to another. How it works. So I have to copy this private IP address of my EC2 another instance. Now I have to copy and have to paste. Like I have to use some commands of telnet, use telnet, then I have to paste over here that IP address of another instance. I use SSH port 22. We have to see that it will create connection or not. Now connection has been created. So these are the steps which I have to use to communicate these connections. So now it is connected to my this instance. So these are the way we have using Telnet Gateway. Thanks for watching.